Good evening, and welcome to Vlogtober the 1st, here on White Witch 110. I'm hoping you'll join Bob and I this evening for a very short story. I felt the cold, bony hand slip into mine. In all the walks I had ever taken through the cemetery, I had never experienced this. It was akin to ice-cold water entering your veins. I stopped dead in my tracks, afraid to turn round, terrified at what I would see. To my greatest relief, to my right it was empty, though I still felt that cold, disturbing hand. I got up the courage to take a step. The idea was to call out the names from the tombstones I seen. I began with Douglas Brown and finished at Olivia Single. There was no response. I began to shiver as the atmosphere took on the wintry feel. I was seeing snow covering the ground. There were footprints leading off from my location. The hand slipped away, and warmth returned to my fingers, spreading throughout my body. I hesitated for a moment to trace the path of prints. Each step I made was matched by one ahead of me. Where was this being leading me to, and why? Behind the sound, a long skirt was becoming prominent. I jerked my head around. The pattern was barely made on the snowy surface, and it was me who was making it. In the distance, I heard the unmistakable voice of a fox. I looked to the south, and there she stood, still as a tree on a day with no wind. Her long, dark hair laid either side of her rosy cheeks on a pretty face. She wore a dress of blue, simple in style. She stared at me, and it made me uneasy. I experienced a stabbing pain in my chest. Was this how I would die? "What do you want with me?" I shouted over the graves. "Nothing," came the answer. "Then why?" I inquired. "For you to experience the pain of your death 100 years ago." And with that the figure vanished, and I was left alone. In the moonlight, I knelt by my grave, 100 years in the past. My hand felt the carved letters of a life long ago. My pain turned to sadness. I left that night with no knowledge, and remain the same to this day. I never seen myself again, but possibly one day I will. A very quick story. Now I think I will take you on a little tour of my altars. Okay, here we have the altar for the ancestors, some of my family members and my husband's, some mementos from them, our 2 cats that have passed, pictures of my family, and friends of the family, some libation for the spirits. I have my little pumpkin lights up, and then down here we have Hecate's inside altar with dragons, some of my witches, beautiful candle, libation here, and the skulls. And again, the lights. I still have my outside altar to get together, and I'll be doing that tomorrow. I thought I would just give you a little show of the altar. And until the next time, ciao for now.